Okay, today I'll go to the new topic, that is the interference. Okay, in this figure I have taken as a mating of the two gears. Okay, in that case I have taken as a wheel or gear, one more, that is a pinion. For the pinion I draw the four circle, that is a dedendum circle or root circle, one more, that is a base circle, addendum circle, pitch circle. Okay, look at this one, mating of the two gears. In this figure it shows that the addendum circle of the wheel, this is addendum circle. If you draw this one dotted, whatever the point, this is circle. Okay, this teeth meeting below the base circle. In this case, important thing is you have to look at the base circle only. Okay, look at this one, the mating of the wheel, it is a below the base circle of the pinion. Then this mating of the wheel or gear below the base circle, that will create a interference, that is called it as a interference. Look at this one. If it is a mating above the base circle, interference will not occur. One more thing, interference occurs in involute gears only, not in a cycloidal gear. You have to remember that also. Okay, look at this figure. This is whatever the things I have drawn here. This is a figure I have drawn here as a skeleton diagram. Look at this one. I have taken as a pinion and gear or wheel. Pinion I have taken as a driver, gear as a driven. Okay, here I have taken as a base circle of the pinion. This is a pitch circle of the pinion, addendum circle of the pinion. Here also, for the gear also I have taken as a three circles, base circle, pitch circle and addendum circle. Dedendum circle will be there, but I have not taken here. It is not necessary present this diagram. Then R is the radius of gear, that is a capital R. Small r is nothing but a radius of the pitch circle, radius of the pinion. Look at this one. The intersection of the pitch circle, that is nothing but a pitch point. I have taken as a P. Then line of action, I will come to the line of action, that is a EF. Line of action, or one more name, that is the name as a pressure line also. Exactly, it is a tangent to base circle. You have to remember this also. The line of action or pressure line exactly tangent to the base circle. I have taken as a 2 points E and F. These are the tangent to the base circle. Now C is the point of contact, because I have taken as this is a driver. If you consider this is a clockwise, it is a mix as anti-clockwise, whatever the opposite to that one. This becomes a driver. The point of contact begins from this point only. What is the point of contact? The intersection of the addendum of the wheel or driven wheel with the line of action. That is nothing but a point of contact. Point of disengagement I have taken as a D. This is the intersection of the line of action and addendum of the pinion or driver. This is a point of disengagement. C is a point of engagement. P is a pitch point. The CD, they will call it as a path of contact. Then look at this one. Then here I have taken as a BC as a RA. Look at this is a BC. BC, that is nothing but a RA, addendum radius. AD, that is a addendum radius of the pinion. And the EF point, they will call it as a interference points also. You have to remember this one. I will explain that also. Then imagine when it is interference occurs. If you consider this is a point of disengagement, I have taken as this point. If you increase the radius, what is that radius? This is radius. I'll draw this one. This is a, what do you call it? This is a small RA, addendum radius. Okay, AD. If you increase it, if you shift the point D on the line of action, if it comes as this one, it is above the base circle of the wheel. Interference will not occur. If you shift here, still interference will not occur, because this point is mating of this disengagement or point of contact, disengagement, whatever the things, it is above the base circle. When it comes here, still it is a interference will not occur. But exactly it comes as this is a point F, this is a interference point. Exactly this point interference begins. If the radius RA increases, it falls below the base circle. Okay, if RA falls below this one, I have drawn here, it falls, radius increases below the base circle, interference occurs. This should be avoided. Okay, now what the things you look at this one? Tooth profile must be involute to avoid the deviation of the line of action. Whatever the contact of the two mating gears, that should not be below the base circle. If the below the base circle, whatever the line of action, this line of action EF, I have written as a line of action, it deviates and will not get the proper motion. Okay, mating of the two non-involute teeth is known as the interference. This is important. Mating of a two non-involute teeth is known as the interference. Okay, non-involute means, if it is a non-involute means that is a different profile will be there. Okay, that is interference will not occur. Okay, what happens due to this result? Effect is what? Do not slide properly, also rough action will be there, sometimes binding of the two gears will be there, these things will be happen. That's why in order to avoid the interference, mating of the two gears should be above the base circle. Here I have taken as this diagram. Look at this diagram. Mating of the two gears should be above the base circle. But in this figure I have shown as an interference in this figure. Look at this. Interference happening here. In order to avoid the interference, this should be, I'll draw this one. It has to meet here. Second figure, this one. Mating should be here. Second case, this is whatever the things here, interference. There is no interference because the mating is above the base circle. I hope that you got it. Okay. One more thing, you have to remember this: interference will occur in involute gears only, not a cycloidal. Okay. I will take as a derivation in next class. I hope that you got it as a interference. Okay. That is a nomenclature also. If you want, you take this. I stop here only.